What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of GG Gaming. I'm your host, Andrew, and with me today is my co-host and player 2, Alpha Stoutland.
What's up, guys?
I don't know how that drum roll sounded, but anyway, moving on. Today is Thursday, October 24th, 2019, if you're listening in the future. We haven't had an episode in quite some time.
No, we have not.
For anybody wondering if we were dead, knock on wood, we're not. Just life gets in the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alpha, what have you been up to for the past, month or so?
About a little over a month. So, if you've been keeping up with my channel, obviously I've been very strapped for time and have not gotten many videos up. I'm actually uploading one as we speak, as we record this, and it will be up Friday morning. So look forward to that. I just got my Shantae and Sora for Smash video up, and why I want them in Smash, and love that. Love doing that. It was a very big passion project, and people seem to be liking it a lot. To finish recording it and animating and all that stuff, probably a week and a half to 2 weeks, like between maybe 3. I forget when I recorded for it, but it just took time on and off working on my computer. But just got that up. I've got some other videos in the works now. Got some recordings and stuff I need to work on. And just, I've been not playing Dragon Quest XI S too much because it is such a fun game and such a great game that if I pick it up, I don't touch my computer. And so I was having that problem for like the first week I played it. I was like, I gotta get some videos done. So I had to put it down. I started a little game I got on sale, Gato, Roboto, on my Switch. And so I started playing that too. And it's okay. I mean, it's not, I don't know. I've had better games for that. It is. It's a little indie game, like a little 8-bit, black and white. It kind of looks like Downwell, but with the robot cat suit. Or cat in a robot suit, I should say. Cool little indie game. Check it out. They're actually both made by Devolver Digital, I'm pretty sure. But they're both good games. And so that's Dragon Quest XI. I haven't even touched Smash, but that will change tomorrow because there's Tetris Spirits coming, and I'll be getting those. Somehow Tetris Spirits have a spirit, but whatever.
How many are there?
But yeah, I've just been 5. There's a Z and S block. There's an L and J block. There's an O block, which is just a square. There's a line block, and there is a T block. So the L and J and the S and Z are together. But yeah, there's only 5 of them, which is weird that spirits of Tetris are a thing. But hey, it's free spirits, I can't complain. But yeah, I just haven't really played much besides Dragon Quest XI. I did pick up my Shiny Pheromosa hunt again, on and off. I stopped at 6,000 and took a break, and I'm picking back up. I'm at 6,100 right now. So it's just, she's taking so long to shine, and I hate it because I want it, and I'm tired of searching. Because it's a friend's copy of Ultra Sun. Or Ultra Moon, I'm sorry. But yeah, and also another announcement.
Soleil and Shiny Lunala are.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They are available now for the next month. Yeah. I went on my GameStop today, and they're not one of the locations with the QR code or whatever. So kind of bummed me out. So I have to find a GameStop to track it down.
No, you're supposed to. They don't give out any codes. You have to download the PokePass app on your phone. And show up at the GameStop with it. Yeah,
I did, but it didn't have. I'll have to look into that because I asked people behind the register about it, and they were like, "We don't know anything about that." So I was like, "Well, that's a bummer." Somewhere I have to go to it. I've got another GameStop within driving distance. So, I mean, I can go to that one. So, but yeah. I'm excited because Shiny Lunala is amazing. I mean, Solgaleo's okay. It just kind of looks like it's sunburnt, but Shiny Lunala looks so sick. Looks so cool. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. Some Pokemon, Dragon Quest XI, working on videos, got some stuff coming, but and of course work. Inventory is currently in the process at work, and it's funny because we take off the day from work to actually count everything. We're pre-counting everything now, but we'll actually count everything and number everything on, of all days, Halloween. We're actually closed for Halloween this year, so it's actually, yeah, because we get like Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff off, and Labor Day and stuff, but yeah, we actually get Halloween off technically this year, so, but yeah, or not off, but we're closed, we're just working, but yeah, I thought it was funny, so, but yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Man, what have I been up to? The DLC for Monster Hunter came out, or Iceborne, and I've just been addicted to that.
Now that's the one that had Leon and Claire, right?
They're coming out as a DLC event.
Okay, so it's not with the
November,
Iceborne. Okay.
It is an
different.
Iceborne, but I mean it's an event that's coming up, so they're not available yet.
Okay. But yeah, I saw the trailer. I was like, dude, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Like, holy cow.
And the handler, which is for anyone unfamiliar, the girl that you know is your like partner who gives you the quests. You can get a costume for her as Mr. X, which is hilarious. So you'll have this big, burly, scary Mr. X, and he'll probably be emoting the same way as a girl, like girl handler. So that's gonna be.
So
fun.
is it actually Leon and Claire, or just a reskin, kind of like Brawlhalla with characters?
No, in the last, so we don't know exactly how it's going to be implemented yet, but the event for The Witcher actually had Geralt, and then you were able to download, then you were able to make his armor, which was basically a full set to basically be the character.
Oh,
so
cool.
I'm assuming it's going to work the same way. But there was the Dante one seems to be the only exception where it is Dante, but it seems to you just get his hair and his outfit. So, but this one looks like it's actually Leon and Claire.
Okay.
So, I've been playing Pokemon Masters.
Okay.
That's pretty fun. Did you start that yet?
I can't because it's not available on my device. It's not available on Samsung, which is weird. Yeah.
Is it going to?
I don't know that I'll have enough room. I hope so. I mean, I don't know if I'll have enough room for it with that Go and Disney Emoji Blitz, so I'll probably still not be able to get it. Disney Emoji Blitz is pretty much just Bejeweled, but with Disney characters as emojis. I can go in depth on it, but it's a fun game. I'd recommend it.
Okay.
But if you're like a Disney buff and you like Bejeweled style games, that's the game for you. It's fun. There's a lot of characters, so
interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, and Go too. So
I also know that Ukulele and the Impossible Lair came out recently.
Yes,
and apparently it's supposed to be amazing. So I did buy that yesterday, but I haven't played it yet because I'm still playing Monster Hunter. And I'm also playing Yu-Gi-Oh! On the Switch. And that's a lot of fun, but in order to get all the cards, it's pretty much a grind. Basically, every time you duel somebody, if you beat them, you get 3 random cards from their deck. If you lose to them, you get 1 random card from their deck. And you can keep doing that until you get 3 copies of every card from their deck. So one of the grindy strategies is enter, surrender, and just keep surrendering. But I actually made a kind of cheesy deck that you can win within like 5 turns, so it's a little bit more flavorful than constantly surrendering. So, but I beat all of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Story, like the first series, and now I'm on the second one for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. So, yeah, it was pretty fun.
Is this game Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, or is it a different game?
No, it's the actual card game. Duel Links was like I don't want to say half-assed, but it was like a cut version of the real Yu-Gi-Oh! Where basically the number of cards you could have on the field was like cut in half, and the number of cards in your deck was cut in half, and the number of life points was cut in half, and it seemed to maybe have like a different strategy as a result, which is really weird. I still don't know why they did that. I guess to fit it on the screen, but I mean, games like Hearthstone, I think, and in other card games, you just play it, just flip your phone around and play it horizontally. So I don't know, but
yeah, my friend Ethan tried to get me into that game, and I just couldn't get it. So if I couldn't get half Yu-Gi-Oh, I know I won't be able to get full Yu-Gi-Oh. So he's big into Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm like, I don't have time for that. I'm sorry.
You don't get it
it's
as
not
in
my
you
forte.
didn't understand, or you don't get it as in you weren't interested?
I don't have the money to buy the cards. I don't have the interest in the series to devote to it. I've never been a Yu-Gi-Oh guy. Pokemon and Digimon were just my anime things as I grew up.
Well, that's the thing about it.
Digimon's still cool, but still.
Well, the thing about the Switch game is you're not buying cards with real money. It's one complete package.
True, but I'd have to learn that whole. I don't know. And there's so many games on my backlog to begin with. I've really got to pick and choose what I'm playing, what videos I'm working on, and all that stuff. So it just priorities.
What else is on your backlog?
Is the main excuse. I've got Dragon Quest XI, obviously. I really need to pick back up Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back, and need to start Ocarina of Time HD on my 3DS, and I need to continue this Pheromosa hunt on Ultra Moon, along with other shiny hunts in my other games. And I also I want to get Ori and the Blind Forest once it goes on sale, so there's that. I just bought Trials Rising Gold Edition, so there's that. I also just bought River City Girls. There's that. And, of course, all 3 Shantae games. So there's that. So, along with Pokemon Sword and Shield, which is coming out next month. So,
well, what takes priority for your backlog?
Right now, Dragon Quest XI. But I said, I'm going to wait until I finish Dragon Quest XI to play River City Girls. And I was like, man, bump that. It's going to be like another 100 hours until I finish this. So I'm going to go ahead and try and start River City Girls sometime. So I want to go ahead and get another video out before I do that. Because, again, time constraints. But I've probably River City Girls is next on the list. It's next on the agenda with Best Girl Kyoko. So
wait, which one's Kyoko?
The dabbing, bubblegum chewing one.
The orange hair?
Yeah, with the ponytail. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I said something on Twitter about them like, "You are wrong, sir. Misako is the best." Or Misako, Misako or something like that. I forget.
I don't remember which is which.
Yeah, and of course, everybody was just saying how great of a game it was, and all I see on Twitter is, "I love River City Girls." So I was like, the pre-order for the limited run games version's about to end. I'm gonna get it. I actually got it the day before it ended, I'm pretty sure. And I'm glad I went ahead and got it because the box art looks great. It looks like a great game. And the presentation physical edition already looks great. So I'm just like, I want to play this game. And so I've already looked in the instruction manual till the halfway point, because after that there's spoilers. But just seeing the diverse character appearances and stuff, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a crazy fun game. But yeah, I'm excited to play it. I really am, because all I've seen is just how much people love it. I'm like, man, it must be good, because people were saying that with Dragon Quest XI's, and I'm liking that so far. So I'm hoping that's the case. I also thought I would like Crash Bandicoot, but I was wrong about that.
Did you beat Crash Bandicoot? Or did you
I beat the first game, and I have not touched it since I started the second game. The second game is way easier because he doesn't just spin and jump. I like a difficult game because I loved Hollow Knight. I love that game. It's easily, if there is a game on Switch that I could recommend buying next to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Super Mario Odyssey, and ARMS, Hollow Knight is it. I love Hollow Knight. It is a great game. It's tough and challenging, but I feel like it's fair, and it gives you a chance to learn. Crash is just like, everything kills you, and you have 1 hit point. Good luck. It's just, I hate that so much. And the other games are still tough. The second game so far is still tough. I have not touched it in months because I was just frustrated with it.
Lost interest.
But it feels fair because he can do more. He can ground pound and he can body slam and stuff and slide and dash. It feels like Crash can do more. And of course, I would love to see him in Smash because I love Crash, but I hate his first game. And also, there's something else I am expecting, hopefully for Christmas, Spyro Reignited. So I'm excited to play that because that'd be my first venture through Spyro's land. So
nice. I don't know like anything about Spyro. I picked it up from a random spot, randomly at a neighbor's house a long time ago, and I didn't know what I was doing or what I was supposed to do. I guess because I didn't have any context, I was just running around. So I was like, this is kind of stupid. But I'm assuming that if I knew what I was supposed to do, it would have been a different story. So
now, was that the original Spyro or the Reignited Spyro?
Well, it was one of them on the PlayStation.
Okay, so it was on the original Spyro, not the remaster.
Original.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because the only experience I've ever had, besides, obviously seeing him in media and stuff, I played for like literally 30 seconds when I was 5 or 6 years old at a friend's house. He was just like, "You want to play some Spyro?" I was like, "Sure." And I just picked up the controller and then got distracted because I was a 5 or 6 year old and just walked away from it. So that's the only experience. And I remember just like picking up the controller and walking forward. That's all I remember. I don't remember anything else. So I'm very much. I was like a 5 or 6 year old man. Like I don't even know. I think my mom called me or something. I don't even know. But yeah, I'm excited to actually go into it blind because I've heard people say I like the originals better, but maybe that's just nostalgia talking. And of course, everybody's got a different opinion. So I'm very much excited because I've always liked Spyro design and personality wise more than Crash anyway. And so I'm very excited to venture through whatever his world is called. I don't know what it is. So I don't know if it's like Dragonland or Dragonia or I don't know what it's called. Guys, inquire. I mean, what's the word? Oh, what is the word? Enlighten me in the comments. There we go. That's the big word. Enlighten me in the comments, please. I was like, what's a word that doesn't make me sound like a 2-year-old that also makes sense? Enlighten's a good one, but I hate when we have those moments on here where you try and say something and you try and continue the thought, and then your mind just completely and just blanks, and you're just sitting there like an idiot for like 5 seconds in space, and it's like,
no wonder you couldn't play Spyro.
Huh?
I said it's no wonder you couldn't play Spyro.
Yeah.
Anyway. What? So there's been a lot of Smash talk. Do you want to jump into Smash, or do you want to?
Heck yeah, dude.
All right.
Let's go ahead. Let's jump in feet first, man. Come on. We've got to. Got to.
So, unfortunately, we couldn't get Papagenos on today, but I've been following it through his videos where we've had a lot of, I guess, announcements back and forth, like so-and-so will be leaked, and then someone else saying no, they won't. Do you have a better understanding of that? If you want to explain it, or I'll try my best to explain it. I just know that
there's a lot of people saying Ryu and Crash are in, and there's a couple people saying Ryu and Crash are not in. Then that's either going to be Geno or Reimu, or I don't know, man. There's so many names out there. It just, but it looks like the big four in the discussion right now are Crash, Ryu Hayabusa, Reimu Hakurei from the Toho series, and Geno. That's like the big four everybody's talking about. And of course, people have talked about like Doomslayer and stuff. But and of course Sora for Smash trended on Twitter, which is awesome.
Yes.
But those are the big four.
Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And he made a great video talking about him. So
I still think it's possible to get Sora.
Absolutely.
I still believe we can get Sora.
Absolutely. I think it's very much possible. I just hope that Disney and Square and Nintendo can work together and come to a very reasonable agreement price-wise, because like I said in my video, I know Disney is money hungry, but they're not stupid. They know people want Sora, and they've worked with Nintendo a lot. I
You
mean,
can say the same thing
just,
about Square and using Cloud and Smash, and that was
True.
really hard to get.
Apparently, it wasn't. I don't know. Because Obese Rob said that it wasn't, and that was just a rumor. I don't know where he got that information, so I don't know. I don't know what happened. I mean,
Obese Rob, source us in the comments.
Yes, please.
Serve up the sauce.
Because I'm curious. Because I was like,
serve up that sauce. That's what I'm gonna say from now on when I want somebody to tell me where they heard something. Serve up the sauce.
hey, I won't hear anything until you serve up the sauce, man. Come on.
Come on, serve up that sauce. So, do you have any specific speculations about what's coming? Because I don't think we even spoke about Terry being in Smash, did we? Or if we did, I forgot. It's been that
We did.
long. We did?
Nope. We didn't.
Okay, well, what do you think about Terry in Smash?
At first I was like, who is this? But I've seen just how big of a deal, especially in South America and Mexico and all that, he is. Because I didn't know this, but a lot of the consoles down there are 3 or 4 times as much as they are the rest of the world. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so arcades are still a huge deal. And one of those is King of Fighters, Fatal Fury. And so people know who Terry is. And so for them to get an arcade cabinet hero like him, it's just like, holy crap. It's just, people were probably freaking out. While we here in America were like, who is this? They were down there like, Terry! So, I mean, it's basically how Banjo was here. But
so I actually have
Terry.
some insight into that because a friend of mine, who when I was in Florida for work, he started working there as well, and he had came from Mexico. So I was actually talking to him like a day or so ago about it, and he was telling me the reason why in like Latin America the arcade is so popular is because, yes, the consoles were really expensive. He said it's typically like a poorer country, and for about the equivalent of like an American dollar, you can get 20 lives, like 20 continues in an arcade game. I was like, wow, 20.
Wow.
20 lives. Like, you know how you get like one continue for $0.25 or something? It's like, imagine getting 20 for $1. So that's
what?
5 lives per quarter, right? So
that's a nickel a
and
life.
he said
Wow.
that's about the same, about like getting like a lunch at school or something. So he told me that a lot of, I guess, kids or whoever, a lot of people in those countries, in Latin America, they could not afford the consoles, so the only way they could play video games, experience video games, was by going to the arcade, and it was cheap. He told me that a lot of them were like right next to schools. Like right outside his school was an arcade, like across the street. So like right after school, they can go to the arcade. So that's a smart business tactic. Put your arcade right across the street from a school. So that explains a lot. Like that really explains why it's so popular, and that makes me happy to know that Sakurai or Nintendo or both are looking at big characters for everybody. Like this big character
man.
For this community, this big character for these people. It's very inclusive of all gamers in that sense, and I really love that. I still have no attachment to Terry outside of like a video I saw a long time ago. I think it was a scene from I want to say Ong Bak, but I could be wrong. But there was an Asian movie, might have been, I'm pretty sure it was Chinese, but it could have been something else like Taiwanese or something. But there was a martial arts movie where the entire scene was filmed in one take, and the guy was walking up these stairs, going up the stairs like a spiral staircase and beating bad guys going up. It's a long scene that was done in one take, and somebody took sound effects of Terry Bogard and dubbed them into it. So every time the guy would do a move,
Cool.
and I was like, that's how I know Terry Bogard because of that, and it has nothing to do with King of Fighters.
Wow.
So,
From
for all
a
I know,
meme.
yeah, for all I know, it was a different SNK character, but I think that was Terry, and it was really funny. But it seems like just SNK in general was popular because, you know, it's an arcade, a bunch of different arcade fighting games.
Yeah.
So, but I thought that was cool. So, and I said, so are you excited for Terry? And he's like, nah, I don't like Terry. He said he likes other characters. I was like, oh,
yeah, he's
okay.
like the face of it, but he's not really a super popular character, apparently.
Yeah, that's
so.
what my friend was saying. He said, you know, it makes sense because he's the face of it, but I think his favorite character was Iori or something. And I don't know much about King of Fighters.
Yeah, same.
Or
same.
Fatal Fury. I think they're different names. I think the name of the series is different based on the region. So Fatal Fury, I think, might not be Fatal Fury elsewhere. I really don't know.
Fatal Fury is actually the series that Terry is originally from. King of Fighters is the multiple SNK series crossed over into one. King of Fighters is literally like, it's a crossover of all the different fighters from their different series. So all the characters, I think most of the characters in that trailer for Terry were originally from Fatal Fury, but some like Nakaruru, the girl with the kimono and the hawk, she's actually from, I think, Samurai Showdown, and there's a couple other characters that are from different games. They're still SNK, but they're not the same games. But then King of Fighters is where they all cross over.
Okay.
So Fatal Fury is the one that started SNK, and the King of Fighters came later to cross over all the game series together. So, kind of like Smash before Smash.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So
it was a crossover fighter before, like, with Street Fighter and all that stuff, so.
So what's your expectation now? First of all, I'm so happy we're getting more fighters.
Yes, dude.
Like, that was so
yes.
smart. Business-wise, genius,
and
a
lot more.
fan-wise. Yeah. So, who do you think is like a shoo-in? I wonder if anybody's really like I don't know. It seems like they're all going with third parties.
Yeah, and I mean beforehand, I was so sure of characters like Isaac and Skull Kid and Gino and Bandana Waddle Dee and Shantae and others like that, and I was like dumbfounded when they didn't get added, or they got added as spirits and not playable characters, and stuff like Rayman, and of course we saw Banjo come later, but so many characters I expected did not happen. But then I expected Banjo and he happened, so I don't know what to think anymore. And of course, obviously, I want to have hope for Shantae and Sora and other characters like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone's like a lock. I mean, it's easy to look back with hindsight, but obviously Hero got added. Obviously Terry got added. Of course Joker would get added because Sakurai loves Persona. Of course Banjo would get added because I said so. I mean, it's just... I mean, it's just easy to look back and say, well, they make sense. But the fact that Sakurai is going to add characters, not just to bring worlds together, but please fans, gives me a lot of hope for fan favorites like Shantae, Sora, Crash, Rayman, Bandana Dee, and others like that. Because if he's looking to please fans, he's going to get some heavy hitters.
I don't understand the interest in Bandana Waddle Dee, and that's not coming out of like any negative, like,
oh, I know.
Thoughts.
If
I
had
don't
to
understand.
choose another character, if I had to choose another character from the Kirby series, I would immediately choose DeRoach, the rat with a top hat and the big claws. I just think he looks cool. I've never played a Kirby game except one on an emulator that I forget which one it is. I think it's Return to Dreamland. I forget. It's been years, but he just looks cool to me. And aesthetics to me, when I don't know a character, are like the biggest drawing point. Because I see Bandana Waddle Dee and he's cute and all, but I'm just like, he's just a Bandana Waddle. He's just the Waddle Dee with a bandana and a spear. Then you look at DeRoach, it's like, ooh, he's this cool mage mouse with a top hat and a cape and big claws and dark magic and stuff. I'm like, he could be really cool. And then you look at other characters like Susie and others like that. I think they'd just be cool characters. Not knocking Bandana Dee because I think he would be great. I just feel like DeRoach could have a more unique moveset, and he looks more unique in my opinion. But he just looks cool.
In defense of those who want Bandicoot, I mean, he's more of a character than Plant, who's common enemy.
Yeah, and he's literally the fourth member. He's the fourth player character. I mean, you got Kirby, Meta Knight, DDD, and now him. I mean, he's right up there. He's a main character now. So he would make sense to get in. It's just, if me personally, if I had to choose, I mean, I would still probably choose him after DeRoach, but I just feel like I like DeRoach more. I mean, he just looks cool. So,
I mean, the same.
But that's just me.
Kind of argued for Toad and Waluigi, right?
Yeah. Very true.
I mean, Toad comes with Peach. And
yeah,
Daisy.
in a way, yeah. He is a fighter, kinda.
He's only got one move.
So, yeah. He just like farts spores. That's all he does. He just comes out and farts spores and then disappears. So,
did you talk about Banjo-Kazooie yet on the podcast? I don't remember if
I have not.
I might have not spoken about it with. Did you listen to
you
that?
And Brandon did?
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I did.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on Banjo-Kazooie?
I love him so much. I love him so much. Oh, he's so much. Oh, dude. Like I said, looks and personality and stuff are like a big draw for me. And oh my gosh, I love Banjo so much. Like, Kazooie's great, but Banjo's he's just big, lovable goofball, and I just want to hug him. He's just such a great character. And I love the moveset. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'm waiting for Rare Replay to come to Switch. I really am, because as soon as it does, I'm buying it. I'd
be satisfied with just Banjo-Kazooie coming to Switch.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, of course. I probably wouldn't play like Battletoads because, again, I hate hard games that aren't fair. So, but yeah, Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie are like on my hit list for games I want to play now. Like, anything else I'm playing probably around that time, Pokemon, River City Girls, Dragon Quest, whatever, will probably be put on the back burner because it's Banjo. So, but yeah, I love his moveset. I love everything about Banjo.
I think it's a bit of an unpopular opinion, but I really did like the Game Boy game, Grunty's Revenge.
Okay.
So if you ever get the chance to play all three games, I would say play it after playing Banjo-Kazooie. And then play Grunty's Revenge and then play Banjo-Tooie. Which I think Grunty's Revenge...
it's in between those two.
It's an interquel. Although I don't remember the timeline, but in terms of what came out first, if Tooie came out first, then I guess you could play Tooie. It doesn't really spoil anything. It literally it's literally like, I don't want to say nothing happens because stuff happens, but like it leaves off where it picks up. Like basically Gruntilda tries to do something and she fails, and it puts her right back where she left off. So.
Okay.
Like, you don't need to play it, but I still think it was fun. So, I mean, it's canon. Which, like, there was also Banjo Pilot, but I don't think that's canon. That's like saying Mario Kart is canon to Mario. I mean, I guess so. I guess they all hang out together sometimes.
Yeah.
But then I don't know when it would take place.
If I can find that for the Game Boy, I'll probably get it.
Yeah,
for a reasonable price, because I'm not going to spend like $500 on a Game Boy game.
I got it for like a decent price back in college. And I think that, and it was in good condition, and I think the box got bent when I was transporting it from like college to my house. And when I saw that it got bent, I was so pissed, because I'm very particular about keeping things in like
pristine condition.
Yeah. So when it got bent, I was like in pain.
No.
I hated that. So like it made me want to like buy just the box again.
Yeah, when I got Half Genie Hero through GameStop, the box was in pitiful condition. But at first I was like, ugh. And I was like, well, everything inside looks great. I mean, it's just a box. I was like, at least the game's in good condition and all that stuff. So I mean, it kind of bummed me out, but I was like, it's a box. I mean, I got the game. It's okay. But yeah, I can understand that, especially for collectors and people who want to display it and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, I'm a bit of a collector too. Like I literally like, for the longest time I've had this Mega Man keychain, like that kind of plastic felt. I don't know how to explain it. You know, that like bendy, plasticky felt is is a almost like a patch, but it was plastic, like a rubber. I don't know how to explain it, but I had one of the 8-bit Mega Man running and shooting his lemons, and the arm came off, and I didn't lose it. It was in my pocket, so I can super glue it together. But I looked for new keychains, and I ended up getting, because there were I found. So I guess in Japan they have like random little boxes you can get random figures or keychains and stuff, and I found like a lot of them, maybe 6 or 7 of these Naruto chibi characters as keychains, and like the whole set was like $7, I think, and
dang,
with like shipping it was 10, so I was like, yeah, I'll just do that. And then when I got them, I was like, I don't want to like get these ruined. So I wind up buying another set just so I can wear one on my keychain. That's how like crazy I am. So it's like the one on my key is like
one
is
swag,
like one that
one
I have
for brag.
2 of now. Yeah. So yeah, I'm crazy. Speaking of Naruto, I did catch up with Boruto anime, and I'm already caught up with the manga, and it's getting good, man. I mean, it's good. I don't want to spoil anything, but they're having this event I say event. They're having like an anniversary thing where it's, I think, the 20-year anniversary, where basically the arc is like Boruto gets thrown back in time and he meets his father when he was about the same age. So you're like back in the original series, and they even have the soundtrack from the original series, and it's like really
cool,
neat, going all the way back to like the beginning well, somewhat beginning. It's not the very beginning. It's, you know, it's maybe like in terms of episodes in the anime, probably it's right after probably like 138-ish. I'm not crazy that I would probably be able to pinpoint that. It's around the 138 mark, I'd say. It's right after the right after Sasuke leaves the village. For anybody who knows, yeah, it's around that time that he gets thrown in the past, and he meets his father when he's like the same age as him. But they can't, you know, they don't want to mess with time. Like, they were warned not to mess with time, so they don't want to let on who they are. So, you know, obviously he doesn't tell him like who he is. So it's pretty cool.
Cool.
So, but anyway.
Now Sasuke is the pink-haired girl, right?
No, Sasuke is the boy with the black hair who leaves the village. He's like Naruto's rival and friend. Sakura's the girl with the pink hair.
I thought his name was like Kakashi or something.
Kakashi is the older one with the gray hair, and he always hides his eyes.
Okay. That shows you how much I know about Naruto. So okay.
So
my bad.
I'm a little bit of a walking Naruto encyclopedia, but a little bit dusty because the original series, you know, it's been a while from the original series. So but Naruto for Smash. No, that's never gonna happen. No, it doesn't fit. It's the same thing.
Take your Super Smash Flash 2 and like it.
If we were gonna get an anime character, it would have to be Goku, and I don't think we'll ever get Goku.
Yeah.
So. Speaking of Goku, the final DLC character, the final DLC character for Dragon Ball FighterZ should be coming out soon. It was just shown some screenshots in whatever magazine in Japan. It is the Dragon Ball Super Movie Broly version of Broly, and there's hints / data mine leaks, I guess, that there's probably going to be future DLC characters. So that's cool. So, man, this is so, like, at this point, there's so many fighters in that game, and
yeah,
I'm so casual, like, crappy at that game. I remember when it was coming out, I was so hyped for it. I'm like, I'm going to be really good at this game. Like, I'm going to try my hardest to get good at this game. And when it came out, I was just like, I don't have time to, like, sit here and train, quote unquote train, excuse me, when I could be playing games that I need to catch up on. So I'm just like,
Exactly. That's my problem, man. Like Smash is the only quote unquote fighting game I'm into. Like Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, I played Tekken in the arcades from time to time, but I suck at fighting games. I am so bad at them. And I just, like you said, I don't have time to devote even to get good in Smash. Like if I get some decent combos and stuff, it's a miracle. And I have fun with Smash because at the end of the day, that's all I play it for. I'm not one of these big, like Zero or any of these guys. I'm not in it to win it. I'm in it to have fun and play games with my friends. I mean, some of the best memories I have are just landing these crazy down smashes and stuff and just having a good time with my friends. That's why I play Smash. I don't want to get so millisecond combo heavy with Street Fighter and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I've never been a fighting game person per se. Like, I don't know. And I've played stuff like Injustice and, like I said, Tekken in the arcades, but it's just not my thing. It's just never been. Smash is the only fighting game that I've been into.
I'm pretty much the same way. Like, there's other fighting games that I was into at some points. In high school, I was big into Guilty Gear with a couple of friends.
Okay.
So it made understanding Dragon Ball FighterZ a bit easier because made by the same people. But I just haven't really like sat down and played like pure fighting game. Just I would play the story and then that was it. But with Smash is like I don't want to say it's less of a fighter. It's just a different kind of fighter. I think the best way to put it is like a party fighter or something. But I have more.
It puts fun over competition.
Yeah,
I would say
and
probably the best way to put it.
I guess you could say it's very unique, or maybe it's easier to get the basics of. I guess I don't quite know how to. Put
Easy
my
to learn,
finger
hard
on
to
it.
master.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Much easier to learn and hard to master. Whereas typical hardcore fighting games, I feel like they're harder to learn and even harder to master. So,
Exactly. Yeah, because you got to remember all the button combinations and
certain timings.
it's crazy.
That's not to say that, and that's not to say that there's no advanced combos in Smash, but it's way more accessible to do certain things in Smash, and I guess it just comes. I don't want to say naturally, but it's, I guess, just easier to get into being a little more casual.
It is.
For Smash.
It is.
And I'm not saying I'm like a pro or competitive, but I'm also not casual. And I think that comes from when I was in college. I played Smash all the time with my friends. At the time, it was Brawl. So, like, every day we were playing Smash for hours. So, even though that's been quite some years, I'm a little rusty from that since then. But when I pick it up and start playing it a bit, it starts to come back. So, I'm not, like, super competitive, but I wouldn't say I'm casual. I'm, like, decent, So.
Yeah, I'm like somewhere in the middle. I'm a competitive casual. I like winning, but at the same time, like I said, I like having fun. Like, I typically fight on Battlefield and with just stocks, no items. But I like using items from time to time. I mean, I love the giant battles, like giant mushrooms, giant characters. Those are so much fun, and they're so broken, and I love them. But yeah, I just play Smash for fun, man. It just
pretty much.
To me, that's what makes Smash such a great game. Is that Sakurai has put fun. And he's catered to the competitive scene, but at the end of the day, he's like, this is a fun game for you to play with your friends. Have fun. It's just, and I love it for that. It's just, and of course, the massive roster of characters that we've got is amazing, and they all bring their own unique spin on their moveset and their appearances and stuff. It's just, it's great because there's somebody for everybody, and it's great.
I'm like kind of behind on the amiibos, but I'm still trying to get all the Smash related amiibos, and I think I'm going to continue that in the future with like future Smash games, whereas even if we don't get all the characters back, I'll be able to be like, this is the legacy of all the Smash Bros fighters ever. Like on my like I want to get a shelf and put on the wall and just keep adding to that. And so like future Smash games, it's like all the characters to the left of them, it's like these were those who came before them in the ancient times of Smash. Yeah, pretty much. It's like, these are all the fighters in Smash history.
Because we shall never see Cloud and Bayonetta again.
Probably not.
Well, probably Bayonetta would make another. I think Bayonetta would make it back in because she's so closely tied to Nintendo. But Cloud and Banjo, no.
Plus,
this is
I don't know
one-time
when,
deal.
but we should be getting Bayonetta 3 eventually. And the last we heard, they're still working on it. So, which makes me wonder if we're gonna get an extra costume for Bayonetta 3.
I would hope so.
Assuming she has a different look, because I think it was Nakamura, but the girl who did the character designs for Bayonetta said that she imagined that Bayonetta wouldn't be the type of character who would look the same very often. Like, she'd be constantly changing up her looks. Yeah. So that was the reasoning behind changing up her appearance in the second game. And I guess also her friend and rival, Jean. So I'm interested to see if they're going to continue that, I guess, theme of changing
I'm sure
up.
they will. I'm sure they will.
I'm curious where they would go, because on the very basic sense, it was like color scheme of red and long hair in the first game, and color scheme of blue and short hair in the second game. So it's like, what are they going to do for the third one? Are they going to find an in-between and give us like purple and like medium length hair? Or like, I
feel like purple would be the best, because she doesn't really seem like, bright green, orange, and yellow. I think purple is like, it's that more subtle, proper looking color. It looks more regal, and it looks more, I guess, girly. I mean, purple is a great color, and I feel like I agree. I don't think Bayonetta will have like purple hair, but yeah, it's like Shantae. But I think
unless she has like
purple would be the
swirling ribbon, purple ribbon throughout her hair, and it's like, it's Shantae. She's got purple hair.
I don't know what they would do. I was joking when you said, and where I was thinking of hairstyles. I thought long hair, beehive. Short hair, pixie cut, pigtails? I mean, I didn't know. It's like Bayo with pigtails. That'd be something. Oh,
crew cut Aneta.
Yes, exactly.
Well, the gameplay is always fun, so I'm excited to play the game. But I'm just like, where's it gonna go from here? Like, the first game focused on like the mythology, without spoiling it and without getting too plot heavy and delving into it. The basic I guess theme around the first game was the way the universe in Bayonetta is set up is you got there's three realms. The human realm is chaos. The, I guess, hell realm is Inferno, and the heaven realm is Paradiso. I don't know if they are considered heaven and hell. I guess they are. I mean, I don't know if that's where souls go. I don't know if that was ever really explored, but I just know that there's 3 planes. And they're inhabited by humans, demons, and angels. And there's one plane that connects all 3, and that's basically purgatory. And so I don't know if it's just Bayonetta, certain characters, or witches, and Lumen Sages, I don't know, but there are characters who have the ability to go into Purgatorio and back to their realm again, so that's kind of how they interact, like the different realms interact with each other. So the first game kind of focuses on the denizens of Paradiso, the angels. The second game, while it kind of focuses on both the angels and the demons, you kind of finally get to see the demons, because we didn't see any of them in the first game outside of the summons, but they were like summoned through her hair. So because her hair is because the witches use their hair as a medium to summon demons, so it's more like they resemble her hair and the demon. But when you actually see the demon outside of being summoned through her hair, you don't see like the hair around them, and you actually see the real demon, and you see more, and you kind of see how like some of them kind of reflect each other. Like some of the angels and demons kind of have counterparts, which is pretty cool. But so I don't know where there would go with a third one, because we've seen all the realms at this point. So are we going to see more of certain realms, or are they going to throw us a curveball and give us a fourth realm or something? Like, I'm really curious to see story-wise where they're going to go with it. So, and that was my Bayonetta chat. Really fun game. In terms of gameplay, it's really fun. It's a really fun game. Everybody should play it at least once in their life. So we're almost done with our time that we wanted to give ourselves. So before we go, we wanted to talk about a tweet, a particular tweet, and we wanted to talk about a particular game. So the tweet in question, even though it's not really a question, is Christina V, voice of Shantae and some other characters, but we're focusing on Shantae here.
Obviously.
She made a tweet, and I should have been prepared and had it in front of me, but she basically said something along the lines of, like, I really want to, or pray or whatever, that I get to voice in Smash Bros. Or something one day, something along those lines. What do you take away from that? Because I've been talking for the past long time. You want to pick up the ball and run with it?
Sure. I kind of take it as a soft deconfirmation of any character for now. But when I said that, and I retweeted that with that comment that I said, well, this looks like a soft deconfirmation for Shantae for now, but at least Christina is willing and open to voice her for Smash. And I had some friends say, well, they could just use the dialogue from her actual games. They wouldn't need to have Christina. She could play a different character because she plays Edelgard, or she did play Edelgard, because apparently they switched her voice to someone else. And she could play other characters. I think she plays Velvet Crow from the Tales of series, and that's pretty much the only. And of course, I think she plays what's her name, Philia from Skullgirls. There's a couple characters that she could play for Smash, but none of them are as big as Shantae, obviously, in the Smash realm. But just the wording of it, I kind of took it as she's wanting to do something for Smash, but she's not currently. But I did have some friends say, well, she was pretty vague. She didn't say any particular character. She didn't sit and say, I'd love to play Shantae. She was still very vague. And someone else did say, well, I mean, Grant Kirkhope did lie about Banjo and said, don't hold your breath. And then less than a month later, he got announced. So I don't know what to believe anymore, man. It's just, I don't want, it's just like that. It's just like that clip from Avengers Endgame. Don't do that. Don't give me hope, because I feel like I overhyped myself so much in the lead up to Ultimate. And then Shantae got deconfirmed as a spirit. Yes. And obviously, I took down my reaction because I was just like, I look like a big baby on this. But I was so and I was just like, I wasn't just sad for me because I was just a fairly new Shantae fan. I was sad for the people who've been supporting her since the ballot days. And of course, I was upset because, I was like, well, I found all this evidence. We found all this evidence, and it meant nothing but a picture in a game. But I still think she has a chance. I really do. Of course, I'm on the side that spirits probably do not deconfirm, and whereas originally I said, spirits with one design probably will be deconfirmed, but even that, I'm like, man, Sakura can do whatever he wants, so I don't think spirits mean a thing.
And I'm really starting to lean towards expecting Geno, and if that's the case, I think all spirits can become a character. So. Exactly,
and I think speculation will be blown wide open if Geno gets announced. I mean, because if he gets announced, people are like, oh, wait, Bandanity, Shantae, Rayman, all these guys. I mean, so people will start freaking out and start, like, hashtagging all these different characters, and it's going to blow just speculation wide open all over again. I'm looking forward to that day, because one of the leaks that Brandon Papagino shared was one that talked about Mallow and Smithy and Chocobo being costumes in Ultimate. And why would Mallow be a costume if Geno is like the star of Super Mario RPG? So I'm like, if this is a legit leak, we're getting Geno. And with the whole Forest Maze song and another song being taken down, the two that apparently are the most closely tied to him, I'm like, dude, Geno's happening.
Pretty much.
Geno is happening. So it's just at this point, it's just like a matter of when. I don't think either he's going to round out the Fighters Pass, or he's probably going to be one of the headliners for the next round of DLC. But I do think Geno, Sora, Shantae, Crash. So
I'm still kind of in agreement with Papagenos, whereas I'm not expecting the first wave of DLC to have any spirits. It kind of seems they were all decided upon around the same time, so the intention probably was that, we're not going to have these characters playable right now, so let's put them in.
They seem more like Nintendo picks more than Sakurai picks, for sure.
But
Sakurai picked characters like Cloud and Ryu before, but I feel like these are much more, let's build our repertoire. But I mean, they're still great characters. I mean, we've got a vast variety of characters with Joker, Hero, Banjo, and Terry, and of course DLC 5. Who
you think
still
Joker's a Nintendo pick?
But
I guess so.
I would not doubt it. I mean, well, Nintendo did pick at least some of the. I mean, they at least picked a list of characters. And I know when Sakurai saw Joker on there, he was like, "Ooh, clicky." I'm sure that he was just ecstatic. And they may have picked that solely for the reason that they know that he's such a big fan of Persona 5. So I am okay with Sakurai having Joker in the game because, I mean, it's his game, it's his baby. He loves Joker, he loves Persona. Why not put one of his favorite game characters in his baby? So, in his game. It's just, I don't see why that is such a big deal. And I don't know. It sounds hypocritical because I think I've been critical of him before. Just at the same, I mean, it is his game at the end of the day, but I think it needs to be a happy balance of what Sakurai wants and what the fan base wants. Because if Sakurai is happy and the fans are not, it's not good. If the fan base is ecstatic but Sakurai is miserable, it's not a good situation. It needs to be a good happy medium, and where people they're making money, they're making fans happy, and Sakurai is enjoying himself and taking himself and pacing himself. So I think that's just the big gist of it. Is just there's characters we want, but let's remember that this is Sakurai's game, and we can ask requests, but let's not ever demand a character.
Well, I also think about how Sans became a Mii costume, and people were actually really for it. And I think that's because the costume didn't resemble a Mii in any form. Like, it actually looked like the character. So it felt like you were playing as the character outside of the...
If it looked hokey like the Knuckles outfit, then I think people would have had a problem. They'd be like, "Oh, that's awful." But the fact it is literally Sans imposed on the Mii fighter, people are like, "It's Sans!" I mean, and reasonably so, because it's a big deal.
Which has me thinking, how would people react to other characters becoming Mii costumes that resemble said characters? So, like, I can picture Minecraft Steve being said Mii costume, like looking like the avatar of Steve, because that's kind of would be easy to pull off on like his proportions, with like the blocky head and whatnot, and he would probably be swinging the axe or the diamond sword as like a Mii sword fighter. That's my guess. And I'm wondering if the people who want Steve for Smash, if they would be happy with that. With like that and maybe one Minecraft song. If it even has
I suggested that actually, and from what I've seen, the Steve for Smash people are like, "No, we want him playable," which is understandable because us Shantae fans are the same way. It'd feel like a kick in the nuts if she gets to be a Mii costume. Like, I would be so just upset.
What if it actually looked exactly like Shantae and it didn't look like a Mii wearing her wig? Like,
at that point, what's the point of even putting it in then? If it's just her without a moveset, like that's the thing. Like, why go through all the trouble of modeling Shantae and not giving her a good moveset?
I guess,
and she's just a copy paste.
I guess it works for characters who can somewhat fit the Mii proportions, as well as characters who don't really have many moves to pick from. Like, and I don't have experience with Minecraft or Undertale, but it seems like Sans and Steve might not have a great like move pool in terms of, at least for Sans, I think, as like an RPG based
Sans
on,
especially,
like an RPG based on like the way Earthbound looks. You're just looking at the fighter, and like he's not like running around performing actions, so there's no visuals to his moves. As well as for Steve, again, I don't know much about him, but I don't think he has a lot of moves, if any, other than just building stuff. So I can see them being, well, Sans is already, but I could see Steve being a successful Mii costume. I don't know if he has a voice, but I mean, Sans just makes that noise, right?
Yep.
So, and people loved that, I guess, because they weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
No one really expected it.
Because no one expected it because, oh, it's a meme, it'll never happen, just like Waluigi will never happen. And then this happened, and people were like, wait, Sakurai is listening? What? So I honestly, oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I have my eye out for characters that resemble that body shape, and who may or may not have a lot of like visual flashy moves, and who may or may not have vocals. So I was kind of fearing for the Geno fans that they might make a better Geno Mii costume that actually resembled the character. And I was like, like, I guess as long as he looks like him, that's better than no, like nothing, that's true. But I feel like with the amount of support that he has, you might as well just put him in as a character, I guess.
Yeah. Or even better, just leave him out if you're gonna, because fans are gonna be upset. Like, that's why I would rather I don't know, like. That's
Skull
why
Kid looks like Skull
I would
Kid.
rather Shantae. Yeah, but the moveset still.
But I would still expect to see him float around, and not just like running around.
Mm-hmm. That's why I feel like, me personally, I just feel like Shantae should either be a character or not in Smash at all. That might be selfish and entitled sounding, but I just feel like a Mii Fighter outfit would not do her justice, because Sans does have the crazy Gaster Blaster attacks and stuff, and I feel like that's what makes his Mii costume so great. It's not just him, but he has his really awesome looking Gaster Blaster as his blaster, and it's so perfect, and it fits so well, and it also makes sense because Sans really does not have that much of a moveset planned out, whereas Shantae and Sora and Rayman and Crash, yeah, exactly. And there's so many characters that do have fully fleshed out movesets that Sakurai could literally just pull from, and that he wouldn't have to make up a thing. I just think that, and I'd even come to terms that Steve is a very viable candidate for an actual character, and I'm one of the biggest opponents of getting Steve in Smash. I think he'd make a terrible pick personally, but I've seen movesets for him, and I've seen people do, like, I've seen Delzathan's video and a couple other people doing moveset ideas for him, and I'm like, you know what? He has some potential. Like, he really could be a cool character. I think aesthetically, he's just very bland. I guess if you can make
an Animal Crossing villager into a character, you could.
Yeah, if you can make Villager and Isabelle and Game & Watch and Rob work, you can make anybody work. And Wii Fit Trainer.
I forgot who it was I was talking to on Twitter. You might have been in the tweet chain, but I was talking to somebody who was for Steve for Smash, and I was like, I couldn't quite pinpoint why exactly I didn't want him in, and I was like, maybe it's because he feels more like an avatar, and less like an established character. But then at the same time, I'm torn because I feel like then why does it seem okay to have an Animal Crossing villager? Why does it seem okay to have Game Watch? Why does it seem okay to have a Pokemon trainer who is also literally like an avatar?
Or Robin or Corrin.
Yeah. Well, in the defense of the Fire Emblem characters, they actually are characters. But like,
especially Robin. Corrin's kind of a blank slate personality-wise, but Robin actually does have a totally unique moveset. Yeah.
At least for Pokemon Trainer, you're not really fighting as the trainer. He's in the background. Yeah. But also, they kind of made those Pokemon trainers into characters. So, I'm kind of like at the point where I'm like not necessarily against Steve being in Smash, I'm just not so much for him being like.
Yeah, we're just
like
we
if he
could see him
got
happen,
in,
we're just
I'd
not
just
rooting
be
for
like,
him.
yeah. I think to me, personally, I just feel like there are other characters I want to see first, and I think it also comes from the fact that I have no attachment to Steve, because I'm thinking about how we felt when, like, before Hero came into Smash and we thought he was gonna be Erdrick. We were very not necessarily against, but we're like, why? There's other Square characters.
I was.
And now,
I
like,
was.
if flash forward to the present, we're like, oh yeah, Hero's awesome now. Like Dragon Quest is cool.
And it got me into Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah.
It gave me the chance. And of course, Jeremiah Chosen was like, dude, give it. It's a great game and stuff, and talked it up after Hero got released. But I do have to say, it is partly because of Hero. I was willing to say, okay, I'll give Dragon Quest a chance, and I'm glad I did, because Dragon Quest XI-S is a stellar game from what I've played so far. It is, I will say, and I want to do a review of it once I'm done playing it, because I enjoy it that much. It has been a long time since a game has made me as excited as a Pokemon game.
Really?
And Hollow Knight was one of those, and Dragon Quest is one of those.
So
I felt like I was on a new journey through Pokemon. I'm not kidding. It was that
So if
hype.
you don't finish Dragon Quest XI-S before Pokemon comes out, are you gonna stop playing to play Pokemon, or are you gonna try to finish it?
Oh, I'm gonna play Pokemon. Yeah.
Oh, so you're gonna pause.
Pokemon's my game.
So you gotta finish that.
I do.
You
Yes.
gotta pull some all-nighters to finish Dragon Quest.
I can't. I can't anymore. I have to get up at work early and stuff. I can't do that anymore. But even on the weekends, man, I'm just like dragging. I'm like, dude, I'm young. But and then I'm like, oh wait, I'm 25. I'm not young anymore.
Oh wait, I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm not that young.
I'm
old. I'm ancient. I'm a fossil. I'm 2,500 years old.
I'm a husk of my former self.
Yeah, I'm the shedded skin of Alpha of the past. Well, we mentioned Pokemon, and that will be our forced tangent into the game we wanted to talk about before we wrap it up. It's coming out in... I said the date before in order. So I guess it's coming out in about roughly 20 days from now. Which is November 15th, right? Pokemon Sword and Shield. So, how hype are you?
I'm hype, but I'm not hype, if that makes sense. If
I
that
think
makes
I know
any sense.
why, but go on.
So, obviously, new Pokemon. First one on a main console, and I've kind of ragged on the graphics at first, but man, looking at it, it looks gorgeous. It looks so good. But at the same time, I can be critical of it, even though it is my favorite series, because some of the animations are garbage.
I would argue that a fan can be critical, because
exactly, and
it's like when you make fun of people you love. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but go on.
or correcting someone you love. It's like, I love you, but hey, don't do this. But I think that being a fan means you can be open-minded and see both sides of the situation. And, in my opinion, them leaving out Pokemon when they had the model, the running and walking animations, and all that rigged already in the data for Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, it's unexcusable that it's not on the Switch when they ported over all the other.
They have the running animations for the Pokemon?
Yep. In the data for Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, people have data mined it and dumped it on YouTube, and all 802 Pokemon have running and walking animations, and they just scrapped it. They just scrapped it, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and they didn't implement it here because, in my opinion, they were too lazy to do it, and they were ill-equipped to do it. And I love the new Pokemon. I love all of them. I'm not a huge fan of Impidimp. Maybe when it evolves, I'll like it more. It has grown on me more than before then. My least favorite is Duraludon. I hate that Asthma Inhaler Dragon.
Ooh.
I do not like its design at all. But everybody else...
The one that looks like the one that looks like the Asthma Inhaler.
Yes, exactly.
Once you see
I
it, now
don't
it's
like
a
it.
walking asthma inhaler.
That's all I see when I look at it. I'm like, oh, it's so ugly. So it's just like Komodo. I
It's
love
like so
Hakamoto
ugly
and
that I kind of
Jangmo-O,
like
but-
it now. It's like,
And there's a
this is
couple
so
Pokemon
dumb
like
it's
that
cool.
that I like. And there's a couple Pokemon like I like Stunfisk, not a lot, but I like it. And there's other quote unquote ugly ones like I like Skuntank and others like that. But I just do not like Duraludon. It just I don't like its design at all. I love typing. I just wish that for a
You love
Pokemon
what?
typing so cool it just looked better.
What did you say you love?
But I just
What did you say you love?
um
You like cut out for a
I
second, and
said-
it sounded like you said I love
for-
vaping.
oh, no that not that but for
And he does
a
kind of look
great
like an
typing
inhaler,
like
so
that, yeah, yeah.
that's why I was like,
But,
you what?
as- But back to Pokemon. I love the typing. I just do not like the design.
What was this type?
And I love Jangmo-O and Hakamoto, but I despise Komodo's. It's just atrocious design, and its shiny's even worse. Oh, it's just like baby poop yellow and bright pink. I just don't like it. And that's all I could. It's a hideous shiny. It's not a good looking Pokemon. But Hakamoto is life. I love its design so much.
Wait, which one's the
I
third
have a
one?
Hakamoto I train.
They always
so.
mix them up.
Jangmo-O is the little Ankylosaur first form. Hakamoto is the second form, and then Komodo is the big one. Yeah, Hakamoto is great.
On me. He's okay.
Yeah,
but
yeah, and I love I love his moveset and his typing and stuff. I just wish that he. And when I first saw Jangmo-O, I thought, oh, it's gonna evolve into an Ankylosaur. Nope, nope. Like Anklo-O, that would have been great. I need to do that. I need to draw that. Yes, like it stands up as Hakamoto, and it's like, nah, I'm gonna sit back down and be a quadruped, and so it could still be a dragon fighting type, and just swings its tail around, and it has like a big rock hammer on its tail or bone hammer on its tail and stuff. Like I would have loved an Ankylosaurus Pokemon. That would have been so cool.
I'm still hopeful for a new evolution.
I know, dude. I just
Dragon
Gigantamax
and
Eevee.
Steel.
Yes. That is one other thing that I hate about this game is Gigantamax stuff. Gigantamax and Dynamax. Like, why did you not make Gigantamax Butterfree Mega Butterfree? Why? Why? I just don't. It still irks me. I will say Gigantamax Charizard looks dope, but why? Why the constant Gen 1 pandering? Why the constant nostalgia pandering? There's other generations. I know we got Obstagoon, but we need more than that. There's other generations that need some love, and it's got me worried because that awesome trailer that Nintendo UK dropped is missing Stoutland, and I will be sad if Stoutland is not in this game, along with many other Pokemon. But that's probably my biggest gripe is the crappy new feature of Dynamax and the National Dex issue, because I'm sorry, it is uncalled for that a brand as big as Pokemon and a series where they had the entire roster already mapped out in the 3DS games and the models fit on the 3DS games data, and you can't port it over to the Switch. I don't know. I could rant about this, but I have to go home.
Yeah,
so
I agree, and like I
and I'm
understand.
going to do a big review of
and
this.
Don't understand.
I'm going to do a big review of Sword and Shield when I play the game. I will do a big review, and I will praise it and dump on it then, because I got a lot to say. But I want to play it first before I say anything else, because, like I said, the game looks great. It's no Breath of the Wild or Super Mario Odyssey or Dragon Quest XI's, but it does look good. And I'm a Pokemon fan. I'm excited. The new Pokemon look great. Cramorant, Scorbunny, Corviknight, Dreadnought, they all look so good. Am I the only one who wants Dreadnought to be a shiny, have a shiny palette that looks like Bowser? I can't be the only one. Because that would be so dope. Because we already got Bruxish, which looks like a Christmas tree, and I love that. So I'm wanting Bowser Dreadnought. That would be so cool. That would be such a cool reference. But yeah, that's my take on Pokemon. I'm excited, but I'm disappointed, if that makes sense.
I saw,
So-
and I'm like looking for it, and I can't find it, but I saw this picture, and I guess since I can't find it anywhere else, it must have been fake, but it was supposedly a leak of Final Evolution of Grunty. And has that been discussed? Because if not, then maybe it's fake.
I haven't heard about it, so it must be
Okay.
fan art, fakes.
Yeah, maybe.
I've seen several designs, but other than what we've heard about because it's the leak that I think is confirmed Gigantamaxing. It said something about Sobble evolving into a spy chameleon, and then could be water psychic apparently, and then Grookey turns into a big gorilla with a drum. Huh?
No, I was gonna say, what did it say for Grookey? You said a big gorilla with a drum.
Big gorilla with the drum.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Scorbunny is apparently like a humanoid rabbit runner that's apparently still pure fire. Which, I mean, hey, I guess it's better than firefighting. So I don't know. I wish it'd be fire electric or fire fairy, man. Like the rabbit's foot thing would make sense for fairy type, and then the fast and energetic would make perfect sense for electric type. But it's Game Freak. They made they made a Galarian Ponyta psychic and not fairy type, which I looked at Loxton's video, so it makes sense that it's psychic type. But at the same time, it's like, why isn't it both? But hey, whatever.
Watch we get another firefighter.
I will say I love the Galarian form so far. So, and Surfetched, yes.
Maybe we'll just get another firefighter.
Maybe so. I
Would you rather have another firefighter or a pure fire?
Oh man, pure fire. Honestly, I think with Blaziken, Imbort, and Infernape 3 in a row, that's enough firefighting. And I love all three of those. Yeah. I just think it's time. And we haven't had a pure fire since Typhlosion, so
I really like what they did in Gen.
I would much rather prefer. If I had to pick one, Fire Electric would be my way to go.
Yeah. I really like what they did in Gen 6 when they made, they gave them Dark, Psychic, and, what was it, Fighting?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a nice change to have, like, two weakness resistances.
Yeah. I thought anyway. And they look great, too. I love Chestnut. And Greninja's great. Dilfox is kind of Braixen's cool. But, yeah, Gen 6 had some really good starters, I'd have to say.
I also heard something that this one's going to have over 100 new Pokemon.
That would be
Have you heard
awesome.
Anything about that? I mean, I guess that.
No, but I did hear.
Kind of makes up for a little bit of not having.
Maybe some, but I did hear that people playing the demo, they couldn't obviously talk about what they saw, but they played for like an hour or two. And they said within the first route or two, they already saw like 7 new Pokemon. I was like, holy cow.
Whoa.
So I'm very much looking forward to that.
The demo? When does the demo come out?
It was like a reporter demo, like people that were specially invited. Okay. For the test demo, that's what it's called. But yeah, people playing the game ahead of time said that they've already seen like 7 new Pokemon. I was like, oh my gosh. What? So, which I'm sure most of those are probably first forms for like, I'm sure Gossifleur is its first form, but maybe the first form of Corviknight, the first form of Alchemy and stuff. So probably stuff like that. First form of Duraludon probably will come later. So
I wonder if that includes the wild area. If they went into the wild area.
Very true. Huh. They did say that is, they're all highly over-leveled in there. So that's if you want to go Xenoblade Chronicles on Pokemon. So
well, that's good and bad. That's good if you want that challenge, but it's bad if you get too over-leveled and then destroy the rest of the game. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's at your own discretion.
Get a ghost type and just go fight a bunch of Machokes. It's like, you can't hit me.
Can't hit me. Stop hitting yourself.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're kind of a little bit over our time that we planned. So, is there any final thoughts that you have?
Nothing else other than I apologize for taking so long to get back in the swing of this. We're going to try and start recording again soon. Like I said, just
like
life
today.
and just games and stuff. So yeah, exactly. But yeah, stuff happens, and we're going to try and meet as often as we can. So
yeah.
But yeah,
Much.
it's been good to be back. It's been good to have some stuff to talk about. Sometimes
Yay.
it's a little hard to pull for stuff. It's a little hard to talk about stuff because there's not a lot happening.
Yeah.
But taking a month off, there's a lot to talk about. So
There was, but once we started talking about it, it's like, I don't know what else to say about it other than this is a thing.
yeah.
So,
This
I think when we
exists.
have more people on, like when it's me, you, and Papagino, for example, there's more
Yeah.
things to say because there's more people putting in their opinions. And Papagino's is always up to date on Smash Leaks, so it's easier
Yes.
to speculate when you have his knowledge of like being caught up with the speculation.
Because he
So-
is best at
The
it,
Papa.
obviously.
He's the papa.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll leave it off with that. Where can we find you? In the description.
As always, you can find me on Twitter and YouTube. And my Discord page is on my description from my About page on my YouTube page. So, let me
But-
English that. Let me fix that. It's on my About tab on my YouTube page. There we go.
But
So-
are you actually going to be using the Discord? Because you haven't really been around in the Discord.
I like I said, just priorities and
Yeah.
time
Well,
constraints.
hopefully
I gotta
I'll
pick and choose what I do.
Hopefully,
so-
I'll see it in your Discord again, and hopefully our G Gaming Discord doesn't stay dead. Everything's dead, which is understandable. Anyway, that's all. You can find us in the links in the description. If you're not looking at any description, then what is wrong with you? Anyway, see you later, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Oh, you know
It's
what
a
we
car.
didn't talk about?
Huh?
We know what we didn't talk about?
What?
The gigantic max forms for Meowth, Pikachu, and Eevee, and
Oh
Charizard.
yeah.
Because you did mention Butterfree, but I just didn't think of the other ones.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It's okay. Honestly,
Well,
I'm
in
not
another
a big,
few weeks, we'll have the actual game to talk about.
very true. What is your thought on the Gigantamax Pokemon?
I like the new forms, but I'm just like, why are they big?
Yeah.
Like, just make this a Mega. Really, just make it a Mega Evolution.
Yeah, it's just
Which I suppose you can argue that it wouldn't make sense for like Pikachu to have a Mega Evolution and not Raichu, and like Eevee and Meowth to have Mega Evolutions. So it kind of gives them a chance to have an alternate form, like a powered up form. But at the same time, as a whole, I'm like, why?
I know, right? Yeah. And it's just like, especially with Butterfree, I'm like, guys, you made Beedrill its counterpart. You gave it a Mega, and you didn't give Butterfree a Mega. Why? I just
know.
don't
I just don't
understand the
get it.
logic.
It's just like
'cause
a
it looks
gimmick that
so
you're just
good.
Like, okay, this is why, but
I
yeah,
mean, and
and
it looks great. And just, I don't know. It just,
I wonder how, if they will, how they would implement Gigantamax and Dynamax into Pokemon Masters.
that is a fair, or
'Cause have
in
you
Go.
seen Pokemon Masters at all? Like, I know you don't have it, but have you seen any gameplay of it?
I haven't.
Okay, so you can get like a quote unquote special move. For any Pokemon that can have like a Mega Evolution, usually they transform into it and do an attack, and then they stay in that form. And some others seem to use their like elemental Z moves as their specials. So it's like they kind of threw them both in. So it's like, how would they put in this gimmick? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they just
Yeah.
grow really large and do an attack and then shrink or something? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.